Hello and welcome to the Anfield boot room. It's been a while, but it's a pleasure to be recording again. It's now the 19th of May, as you'll be able to see in the top right. The last time I had recorded was the 9th of December, which is clearly quite a lot to get through. I have a vague plan, and obviously some of it will involve whipping through a vast number of games. So I do have a drink, but for some reason my throat has just gone dry. That's really useful. I also just encountered a mosquito that was trying to bite me, and I think I got it. Ooh, I see no signs of life from that area, so I think I did get it. Good. Well, then we'll continue. What an auspicious start. Tottenham was my first loss in the Premier League for the whole of the season. I then followed that up with a 4-1 victory over Fulham. Fairly standard affair. Gabriel Jesus scoring away. Kranovita playing well. Happy days. And then 3 days later, we beat Aston Villa 4-0. Probably a different set of scorers. Nope, just Gabriel Jesus hammering them in. He has had an absolutely sensational season, it has to be said. And then we beat Chelsea in the Capital One quarter final. No one really cares about the Capital One Cup, but it was good to win. Beat Southampton 2-0. They had one shot on target. I had 44 shots. So that gives you a picture. I'm sure the stats for Balotelli, 14 shots, 2 on target. Bloody hell. But yeah, that's why he gets paid the big bucks. Then we scraped it against Leeds. Another Jesus goal. Very poor performance as far as I recall. And I was playing a very much understrength side. And then battered Burnley, who have been a bit of a trouble team. Odegaard got injured, but not seriously, so it's fine. They had one shot on target, so that's good. Limiting the opposition is what I do. Into January now, we lost to Man United 1-0. I was a bit gutted about the general performance, I think, because we weren't very good and they were better, and that was annoying. Even though they do have amazing players. But yeah, Wayne Rooney's kind of crocked now. He's not very good, so I feel like he shouldn't be leading the line that effectively against a defence that features my awesomeness. But yeah, my players were not very good. So that's how that goes. Speaking of January, I guess I'll duck out to look at who we brought in January. Cyril Capelli for £5 million. So he's someone who I missed out on first time round. Didn't sign him, but then the scouts later told me that he's going to be very, very good. So I've signed him for £5 million, which is more than I'd like to pay. I think I just felt like I had a lot of money, and he was a good, interesting shape to be a very well-rounded midfielder. So he's going to be good. Catalin Dolgaru. Obviously minimal spend on him, but he's going to be amazing. So very happy with that signing. Also got Federico Gauna. Oh dear me, I've got a frog in my throat. That's not a good start. 3.5 million. He's another one who scouts initially said weren't going to be very good, and he is going to be very good. I'm hoping that he will lose the inconsistent performer rating. This is what I'm taking more of a gamble on now in my transfers. I am signing players with a fairly inconsistent performer because some of them will lose it and some of them will come good, and I will laugh. And I don't want to be losing out on world-class talent who then turn out to have lost the rating. That would be very frustrating. Like Lionel Christopher Tadlot, who I had set up to sign for £1 million when he was like 15, and because he had a fairly inconsistent con, I didn't, and he then lost that con and remained to be obviously a very good player with a lot of high potential, and I've signed him. This is over the next 4 or 5 years, I think, 11.5 million, but he's an absolute beast. The age of 18, on certain, how I do my scouting on certain kind of when I look into the proper big database, when you look at speed and heading and finishing, your core tenets of being an attacking striker, not a kind of more creative one, but just kind of battering ram. He is the top battering ram. The next best one is like him, Romelu Lukaku, and someone else. I'm going to have a sip of my drink because I'm a pro. I don't really know if that helped or not. Ousmane Mendy, again, standard of fare. He will hopefully be just like Tatlot in a couple of years, maybe. Who knows? Thomas Skoda, he was one of my funny names initially, but his potential is very good. He has, again, that inconsistent and also the injury prone. But if he becomes world class and loses his inconsistent, then he'll be amazing for my Liverpool team. If he becomes world class and doesn't lose inconsistent, I will sell him for megabucks. He's already worth 3.27 million, and I signed him for 2. So that's in 6 months. Keep going on that rating. All good, all good. Who did I sell in January? I think. Oh my god, there were some more loans that went out. That was what I was trying to do primarily, and then towards the end. The premier audience for this YouTube video will know this because I did a bit of a consultation with them. But yeah, sold old Jordi Hendo, my captain, for £45 million to Real Madrid. I was quite happy with it, to be honest. Like, I have players who are highly comparable. So Emre Can, for instance, is very good. You've got where's his face? Lucas Badger is highly comparable. So to get £45 million, he is my captain, but it was worth it and keeps the turnover coming, gets him off the wage bill, that sort of thing. Happy with that. So back to the schedule. We just got to January. Let's plough on some more. We've got Sheffield Wednesday, beat them in the FA Cup, probably with my youngers. Chris Maguire, that goal was. I seem to remember that goal was absolutely outrageous. Let's have a quick look. Although actually, I'm just remembered I've got 6 months worth of bloody games to try and whip through, so this was maybe not the best idea. But yeah, absolutely caned it. And of course, does he have good free kicks and that? Probably. Oh Lord, I wanted to click on him. Oh, he has got quite good free kicks. Oh, I take it all back. It must have been some other guy who completely mugged me off with some 40-yard wonder goal. Everton crushed them 3-0. Very happy with that. Keeps the fans happy. Keeps the rivalry going. Keeps the Premier League wins in a row up. Happy. Carlos Baiano has, by all accounts, Gabriel Jesus has had an amazing season. 30 goals in 27 starts. His stats have leapt up left, right and centre. He's worth £21 million. He's had a great season. Baiano, on the other hand, has not. He scored 16 goals in 27 starts, which is reasonable for another team. But he's declined a little bit in how he's seen for the rest of the team. But yeah, just 8 goals in the league, which is unfortunate. He's been good for us in Europe, but not as on fire as previous seasons where he scored almost 3 times the number of goals. But yeah, so disappointing. But, with the run goes on with a 3-1 win over Newcastle. I think, was that in the League Cup? Did I see that? No, it was in the Premier League, but still, Juan Arrilaga, he's one of my lads, one of my regens, one of my first through the door in terms of who I'm trying to make an absolute hero of. He is, of course, fairly consistent, big game player, good Premier League attacker already. Hopefully he'll get better, but obviously his record has been quite good, and he can be creative as well. Got good dribbling. Physically, he's an absolute specimen at 19 years of age, so yeah, really happy with him. Right, charging through January, a frustrating 2-2 draw. I feel, we got a penalty, and Badger got sent off. Badger got sent off 2 games in a row, and I fined him, and he wasn't happy about it. Well, I remember this game now. We had the better chances, in fact. So 2 clear-cut chances, they only had 1. They did hit the woodwork twice, so there's maybe. But yeah, that guy who scored, João Rodriguez. He's a piece of shit. He's not good. He's not good. But crucially, we didn't lose. So that's, another point on the board. Everton, trashed them in. Gerson scored a goal. He's now really, really good, but doesn't play. I suppose he does play well. But yeah, he works so hard. He's so determined. I really, really like him. He got a bit whingy, which is why I actually don't like him so much. Is he still whinging? No, not that screen, this screen. No, he's not still whinging. So he's just a driven wonder kid, and that's what we like to see. I might start not delving into all of these. Oh yeah, but so Badger got sent off for the second game in a row and was not happy when I fined him for some reason. Idiot. But yeah, great. Good win. I'm glad we won that, because if we'd lost that, that's the kind of thing we lose. We did lose to Everton in this game. We didn't play very well. I did manage to injure my former player Adam Lallana, which was good, and Ross Barkley, or Boss Barkley, as Ben would have you some of those words in an order, as Ben would say. They've also got Bernard, who I've seen live playing for Atletico Mineiro alongside Ronaldinho. He was amazing in that game. I think it was probably this season. He's actually a free agent in real life, so I hear, because he got really upset with Shakhtar, with them obviously their Ukraine issues. He's been dragged into that. He's not happy. Him and his family are over in Ukraine, so he's a free agent at the minute. I'm told Everton are actually in to sign him, and a few other Premier League clubs, so that could be interesting. Watch this space in real life, guys. I'm only in January. This is not going well. Arsenal drew 1-1. They had this is the thing that takes the piss for me. They had one shot on target. It was a Sanchez free kick. It hit the bar, went up in the air, so they got one off the woodwork, and then it fell to Savic like 1 yard out, and that was on 1 minute. So we have the rest of the game to try and stitch together some amazing chances. We stitch together some amazing chances. We don't score them, obviously, because that's how we do, and then we get given a penalty in the last 10 minutes, very, very luckily. But yeah, what a piss take. What an absolute piss take. They had 2 shots all game, both in the first minute. They didn't have another shot all game. Unbelievable. This was a few of them, actually, a few unbelievable ones. So QPR with a last minute penalty. One of their 2 shots on target, completely undeserved. I have 22 shots, 4 clear-cut chances. I convert that into 1 goal. As per usual, but so that one loss gave a bit of a bad run. And then we came back, we bounced back. I knew we had to crush Stoke, because Stoke are the kind of team that we lose to, and that is not good. So although Balotelli coming on at half time and scoring a hat-trick had a lot to do with that, I feel. No clear-cut chances for me. Of 29 shots, I do wonder sometimes, how have I created 29 shooting opportunities where I'm near the goal, but none of them are actually any good, but I still score 4 goals? Very strange. The statistics of this game. This was absolutely outrageous. Because those were the first 3 shots on target. Mauro Zarate, he is good at finishing. It's the only thing he's good at, really, so it's kind of like, he could be world class, but he's not, obviously. But yeah, I had 30 shots, and I was getting back in there. Like, it was absolutely awful. Like, I don't know. They just managed to carve us open like 3 times, basically. Frustrating. So that was another loss in the league. Beat Millwall in the cup. That was my reserves. Nothing too remarkable about that game. We're into February now. Smashed Hull in the league. All good. Again, limiting chances, getting about 25 shots. This time, of the 7 on target, we scored 4, which, of course, makes perfect sense. 1 clear-cut chance, score 4 goals. 4 clear-cut chances, score 1 goal. It makes sense that those 2 numbers have an inverse relationship. The correlation there being completely inverse. 100% makes sense. 3-0, we crushed Benfica in the first knockout round. It could have been more. Balotelli missed a penalty, which he very rarely does. But yeah, so that means that the second leg was a bit more comfortable. We lost to Arsenal in the Capital One Cup final. I was going to record that, and then I was like, it's the Capital One Cup final, no one cares. So actually, I was fairly unbothered about that almost the whole time. They didn't deserve to win. It was in the last minute. I had dominated The chances, they'd had some decent ones on the break, which was annoying me. And then they brought on Walcott because they were doing well on the break, and I was like, oh, for God's sake, this is going to go that way. And of course it went that way, didn't it? Emre Can booked on 1 minute. I think this was, they said the ref was biased at the end of the game, and I was like, for God's sake, I even got a penalty against a biased ref, which is interesting. Must have been a red card offence. So yeah, anyway, we lost that, but no one cares. The board literally didn't blink. More focused on the FA Cup. Had some injuries. They had someone sent off. Tatlot scored a couple of goals. Good for him. I think that was maybe his first game. But yeah, other players like Guido Hoyos coming through the ranks. Again, he's going to be most excellent. Even if he is fairly susceptible to injuries, I hope that when he does play, he is excellent. And I'm kind of converting him into a defensive midfielder because he has amazing defending stats, great marking, great tackling, decent positioning, as opposed to the attacking midfielder he was, where he has terrible finishing and, yeah, not really good vision. What's the point? He's a workhorse who can tackle. He's tailor-made for that defensive midfield slot. Right, so let's charge on. We're now in March. We're getting up to May. Oh, I just slipped on the mouse there. So yeah, Cyrus Christie. This was a ridiculous goal as well, actually. I'm going to load it up. But yeah, you can see I create my usual 25 shots. That seems to be a standard amount for me. But yeah, absolutely outrageous. Has he got... Oh, yeah, let's see the celebrations properly. Yeah, because that's really important. Has he got... No, long range, 11. Free kick taken, 10, of course. And I've got, like, Balotelli on free kicks, who's amazing and doesn't score any goals. But luckily, we did manage to survive that. 5 clear-cut chances, 2 goals. For God's sake, guys, get your shit together. Everton 0-0, frustrating game. Obviously, we got nearly 25 shots. They had 1 on target. Sigh. What happened? 1 clear-cut chance each, and I hit the woodwork, so probably should have won the game. But yeah, it's like I've got really clinical strikers. Like Balotelli is as clinical as they come. Finishing, first touch, composure, off the ball, decent, long shots, heading, jumping, physically brilliant. I mean, come on. But sometimes they misfire. Then we spaffed all over Benfica again, even with the reserve team. George Alagaya playing some games. I like him a lot. He's going to come through and be amazing, even though he doesn't like big games. But whatever, you're world class. Shut your mouth. Then we beat Fulham. Come towards the end of March. Carlos Baiano missed a penalty. Shoddy, but we won the game in the first 10 minutes, so that was good. I think then I used the opportunity to bring on some of the supporting, the youngers, as I like to call them. Drew 0-0, Champions League quarter-final leg 1. That was a frustrating game, obviously because we dominated. They had 0 shots on target. I had 9 shots on target. I hit the woodwork twice. It was so frustrating to see it. And yeah, they absolutely squeaked away. Oh, Phil Jones getting man of the match. What a twat. So yeah, not happy with that. Then beat Sunderland 4-0 with a backup brigade, 29 shots. Good stuff. Gabriel Jesus scoring in the first minute, as you would want him to. We then lost to Man United in the second final quarter, their quarter final second leg. We scored an away goal in the first, the penalty there, and I thought, excellent. And this is what happens with Man United. It always seems to happen. They bring on Falcao. And he fucks up my life. So yeah, they brought on Falcao. He fucked up my life. Then João Moutinho managed to score 2. The last one was a piss take. But yeah, we were on basically that all happened in the first half, and then the second half we just went very quiet, and it was very frustrating. But we still managed to create more clear-cut chances than them. So 3-1, and then managed to create 2, one of which was a penalty, and scored 3 goals. Annoying stuff. So yeah, I was out of the Champions League at the quarterfinal stage. Didn't manage to make the semi-final, which I have in the last few. But the board was still pretty happy. So, kind of not too high pressure on that. We then beat Tottenham, who were doing very, very well in the league. They had a player sent off after 9 minutes, and we got a penalty, so I feel like that was something to do with that. And then we are coming up to time, but there's a ton more games, just even in the last kind of like month or two. Nice last-minute win against Aston Villa. 2 clear-cut chances created, so justified, I feel. Man City beat 2-1 in the FA Cup semi-final. The other semi-final, actually, can we look at that? The other no. Well, obviously, the other semi-final was Burnley-Wolves. Burnley, Premier League bottom place, Wolves, Championship second place, and they absolutely spaffed all over them. I was hoping playing well in this game would be lots of my players, but Ramon Arque, Sergio Marolda, and probably there's some of my guys on the bench as well, Vladimiros. So yeah, adding some flavour to this Wolves side has been the lone players from Liverpool. But there we are. So it was crucial that I won that game 2-1. Another penalty because of all the pressure, and then they did batter me towards the end of the game, and I wasn't too happy about that. But something that I was I've still had one off the woodwork and 3 clear-cut chances. So they did have more shots, but even I created better chances. With Man City, it's when they bring on Vincent Aboubakar, who has scored, it's now 4 goals in 5 games against me, which is still amazing, but he didn't score in this game. And so I was like, good. So through to the FA Cup final, out of the Champions League, already lost the League One Cup final, so it was just the Premier League, the final kind of closer. And this was actually the game where I accidentally won the league, because Chelsea, who were my most closest rivals at the time, lost their game. And so the fact that I edged this 1-0 meant that I won the league, and I didn't really know that was going to happen. So then I could just kind of play the kids and take your foot off the gas. Soul got sent off. Cameron Carter-Vickers, it's actually a wonder kid, which I found incredibly interesting because he's never really come off my radar before. But yeah, so that was your standard. They had more chances than teams against me usually get. They actually had much better chances as well. So I'm willing to cede that. Glad that we drew, but I'd already won the league, so it doesn't matter. Wanted to beat Man City just because. Always want to beat Man City. They had one shot. Alexander Dragovic, I hope you're sorry. You're a very good player, and you've cost £28 million. But should have been more patient, mate. Should have been more patient. City now, they had their weird formation where they play like 6 in midfield. They've now changed that, but they're still playing like a lot of people in midfield, so it's weird. They're playing Terence Congolo as a wing back. He doesn't have any pace. He's got really good defending. I don't know. But yeah, we matched up against them well and absolutely smashed them. Beat Burnley 3-1. I think this was the last game of the season. I played an absolute youth team. Juan Aralaga scoring a couple of goals, very satisfying. Adam Johnson, get in jail. That is where you should be, my friend. And then Moroccan Bill scored. So yeah, good. Happy with that. We created an absolute shed load of chances and 3 clear-cut ones. So you'd have thought we would be doing well. And that brings us up to, so we won the league. We're in the FA Cup final. If I review how the league actually went quickly, look at the competition. Well, I mean, we were pretty much top almost the whole time. So there's one blip there, we go around second, and then we just top. And the other teams have had a terrible close. So I've actually won it by a mile, like 11 points clear, obviously. Only losing to West Ham, Man United, and Tottenham. Drawing. I mean, there are even games there where I could really say, QPR, Sunderland, West Ham, even West Ham were 11th. QPR and Sunderland both got relegated, and I drew against them. So there's more to do, even, I think. But yeah, knocked out quarterfinals. Board were okay with that, 64%. Board, obviously, I changed when I thought I might win the title. I changed my board expectation to challenge for the title because it changed my wage budget a bit, which I was quite happy with. I've been trying to change that for a while. They want me to reach the final. I've reached the final. And they don't even care about this. So happy all round, really. The board pretty chuffed with me. I think I've got to. I'm untouchable. Summarise the board are delighted with the leadership. Blah blah blah. I'm amazing, blah, blah, blah. We lost 3-1. They're still harping on about that. Bloody hell. But yeah, what can be next? Right, let's show some funny names. So I did some scouting, obviously, because that's what I've spent all my money on. I suppose it's worth looking at how many transfers. 59 transfers coming in. Here they all are. Yeah, so they'll be coming in at some point over the next few years. I'm selling Denis Suarez for £15.5 million. He's not very good, you will have noticed. He's fairly talented. I got him in on a free. I've paid him some money, so 44k for the last year. That's like, what is it? A couple of million? Paid him a couple of million and sold him on 15.5. That is business, guys. Business. So right, let's go back to the funny names. Clifton Japajo, and he's Suriname. Clifton Japajo. I don't know how they've generated this. That is his genuine name, Clifton Japajo. Vacheslav Blindu. I'm choosing to read that as Alex Blaze. So he's obviously in the lineup of Dodgeball alongside Laser and also Blazer. But yeah, he's pretty cool. Gautier. Again, points for originality on naming your children people. Brahim Zaboob, always funny. Hamza Zatouni I highlight as a tribute to Ben's amazing striker who was called something else Zatouni. What a player he was. What a player Hamza Zatouni isn't. So he will not be signing, obviously. Jean-Robert Croissant, love that. Very French. All good. Happy with that. Volkan Unkunku or Unsunsu. Unsunku. I'm not really sure, but it made me chuckle. I highlighted, I remember this guy, Dariusz Markowski, because he's a 15-year-old who is 6'6". He weighs nearly 14 stone, and I know that makes Ben chuckle. And so here is a 6'6" 15-year-old for your viewing pleasure. There is next up Yodada. I made some jokes to Becky. She enjoyed those when he actually came up. But yeah, so I scouted Yeldada, and sadly he's no good. Pierre Teichgraber. I thought there was some mileage in there, as in the whole Donald Trump grabbing thing, But I'm not going to go there. But it's there. Teichgraber. Anyway, Jaga Jishkariani, thought that was fun. I think he's from somewhere odd as well. Yeah, Georgia. Gaga, not Jaja, Gaga, Jishkariani, who knows? Rob B. Gay, standard, especially in the US, he's going to be, tricky for him. Who else have we got? Yeah, we've got Gennady Sukhanov, who knows? Carl Ogg, brilliant. If only he'd been Welsh, could have been like Oggy. Anyway, he's great. Dominici, terrible naming from the computer there again. Andrew Slight, I thought was funny because he's not slight at all. He's 6'4", he weighs 13.5 stone. So I thought that was amusing. Kamara, again, come on game. You must know. But yeah, Kamara. Then you've got Bayajdin Gashi. I don't really want to go there with that one. David Umbro, thought that was, gave me a chuckle alongside, Adidas and Puma. Right, anyone else? These are all just players. Konstantinos Konstantinou, again, love that. Carl Tumber, I thought, after all your references to, I presume Carl's relation Matt, I thought I'd chuck him in there. Ricky Brain, love that. Vince Gudger, like Gudger or Gudger? I feel like Gudger is the way to go. Phil Skidmore, again, either a reference to his lavatory activities or his style of play. Who knows? He could be really into slide tackles. Also, reference to style of play, Louis Schonk. love that. Louis Shonk. And these guys who came through the academy together, Darren Cox and Gareth Longstaff, that trusty centre midfield pairing of Darren Cox and Gareth Longstaff. You just can't make this up, guys. Matt Bliss has come through at Swindon, so I thought that was fun. Hopefully he's not been meeting up with Darren Cox and Gareth Longstaff. Lucas Towers, which I thought sounded like the kind of evil mansion of the guy who invented Star Wars. So yeah, that gave me a vague chuckle. Aidan Pert, always good. And Wayne Holder Spooner. It's like an instructional manual for children. So Wayne Holder Spooner, how he came about into the game is, although he's 20 years old. So because basically on the first day that I got all my youth candidates, I released all but one of them. So then the next day they have the youth candidates game, but there was only one player. So obviously they have to then create another load of players, but they're all rubbish. But yeah, one of them was he scored. In fact, Wayne Holder Spooner, and so he brought him to my attention. So I immediately made him real by offering him a contract because he was like a greyed out player, and then immediately obviously released him because he's terrible and could actually plausibly do a job at like a League 2 level. So I've left him obviously to be. I wonder if anyone's interested in him. No. But he's still on my shortlist because he's called Wayne Holder Spooner, guys. Come on, you can't make this shit up. Any other funny ones? No, these are all just players that I'm signing, including Shut Up Wesley. Look at how good Shut Up Wesley is. He's 16 years old. I mean, I think he has a fairly inconsistent, doesn't feel confident with big matches, and susceptible to injury, but he might just be the best goalkeeper in the history of the entire game. He's almost as good as Geronimo Rulli, and he's got 10 years of his junior, so that is ridiculous. I feel like I've gone through a lot already, but what we could do now is play a game. Have I missed anything? I don't feel like I've missed anything. We've seen some games, we've seen some results, we looked properly at the Premier League table. I suppose we could do that. Look at how glorious it looks with me at the top, having scored more goals than everyone else and conceded way less goals. That has really decreased so my goal difference, and absolutely outrageous. And how that compares season on season. So last season I scored 80 goals and conceded 32, which is still not very many. But obviously could have scored more, as I did in the previous season when I scored 93 and conceded 41, and so that was the season joint top. Disgraceful, really. But yeah, here clear winner on 93 and 25, real tight at the back, loving that. So if we can take that into this next game, I've given Gabriel Barbosa some injections to get into this game and play, because Gabriel Jesus, wonderful though he's been, has hit some bum form recently. He's just not been playing very well. Baiano, even worse. So I dropped him. He didn't score for ages. I had 2 proper goes at him and he didn't improve, so I've dropped it for now. So Barbosa it is into this FA Cup. And hopefully we'll have a good FA Cup final. I kind of fancy my chances, obviously, against a depleted Wolves side. The boost is Lincoln's absence. Lincoln plays for me, so that's why he can't play. I can understand how the fans feel. Far from it. It's business as usual. Business as usual, mate. Come on. So, up front, instead of Marolda, who scored an amazing number of goals, we got Ishmael Isa. Let's have a look at their team as I set up my usual really anal tactical instructions. So this guy, we can mark him closely and then do that. Benica Phobie, I feel like we'll have to close him down because he's quite quick. Lee Evans, Jordan Graham, yeah, probably close him down as well. Philip Kiss, is he? Going hard on him, I don't really mind. Aidan White, I've come across him before playing for Leeds, I'm sure. He's quite a marauding championship fullback. Todd Kane, is he any good? Let's close him down as well. Can't be taking any chances with these marauding fullbacks. Right, who's on the bench? Lee White. Is he any good? Not at all. Oh, hang a minute. He used to play for me. Yeah, came through Liverpool many years ago. Bless you. Connor Hunt, probably close him down. Going hard, because anyone coming off the bench, they get a rough welcome into the game from the Liverpool players. So regardless of how good they are, they're getting a battering, because they're rude for coming off the bench and trying to make an impact. How dare they? Precisely. Right, he's actually all right. Ian Burt. He's decent. He's going to get a battering as well. There we go. So really, I mean, I don't know what we're going to say. Fans have been fantastic for us. They're the ones who really pay your wages. Go out there and get the trophy. Yeah, go on. Right, Memphis really like that. Memphis does get paid a lot. So, oh wow, really miserable. Bloody non-responsive to the team talks at all. Thanks for that. Eder, Memphis and Barbosa. The rest of you can go yourselves. So not a cheery start. So I'm not expecting... Barbosa straight in there, despite his injections. Yeah. Oh dear, this doesn't look good already. Yeah, pass it back to him. Jesus Lord Christ, what are you doing? Yeah, I was going to say, hopefully our possession will go up from 6%. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? That was directed at Becky, because she's just I don't know, making noise, but seemingly in a way that doesn't need to be made. Just my point of view. Just saying that. Yeah, okay. These are some good chances going by while I'm just having a bit of a bicker at my wife. Right, no, 11, what are you playing at there? Just ignoring the ball briefly. But we regain control. I feel like what I'm going to do is, I feel like we can be dominant in this game. I'm going to tell them to control the game and work the ball into the box, because that is where we create the best chances and we don't just frig them all over the place. And that's what makes me unhappy. Balotelli is getting his eye in. Carly Kemi, who in real life recently retired, having suffered from leukemia, I think. So good luck to him. Obviously, that's not happened in this game, and he's not having the best of luck because he has conceded a goal. Gabriel Barbosa justifying his injections and his start in this game, which is an important one. And yes, there we are. So we're on our way. That's what I'm hoping. Unless, no, okay, good. Happy days. Someone who's rubbish at free kicks can't score a free kick against me. That makes actual sense. So Badger and Chan controlling the play. Barbosa getting in and around it. They're struggling. Hopefully we can clear up any breaks that they have. Hopefully, oh Lord. Wow, what a strange decision that was. Well done there from Jordan Graham. That's why you got rejected from the Aston Villa Academy. I suppose while this is loading, I can reflect on the purpose of this whole entire game with Liverpool. It's called... Oh, no, Balotelli. It's called 619, which is my desire to push the Liverpool trophy cabinet up to 19 Premier Leagues and 6 Champions Leagues. Oh my goodness. I hope that hasn't affected the recording. My battery is dying. Oh, this is useless. Thanks for that, computer. This is why you should only record when you're plugged in. Shocking. Balotelli, what a sensational goal that was. Absolute outrage. Brilliant play from Mario. Nice one too. No, I don't... okay, it's fine, but yeah, fine. So trying to... Thank you. Becky just very kindly got me my charger, but this laptop is in fact so awesome that it does, when it says my laptop is dying, 10% genuinely means that I get about another hour or so. So I'm pretty delighted with the performance of this laptop. It's not a pitch or a sale. There'll be no advertisements at the bottom of this video, unless Ben strikes some sort of deal with Acer. Acer Aspire 5, just in case anyone was asking. But it's half time. This gives me a chance to say, don't let your performance drop to the team. They all seem motivated. Good, happy days. Anyone deserve to come on particularly? not really. Maybe Gabriel Jesus might come on and make a cameo later, because Barbosa probably will be hurting in his legs by that point. But yeah, so I was trying to come back to and make a rounder point about the point of this save, which was 619. So we've won the Premier League. Oh, Barbosa. We've won the Premier League. We've got that number up to 19 Premier Leagues. I kept falling short and not quite getting the Champions League. I will try again for that, as all these young group of players improve, become dominant domestically, as Lucas Badger has just shown there. The replacement for Jordan Henderson, the captain, who I unceremoniously sold in January. I thought the team might suffer. Evidently, it has not. And we're 3-0 up in the FA Cup final. Can't ask for more than that, really, other than keeping the clean sheet. Please, lads, thank you. Yeah, they've not had a shot on target, which is how we like it, although towards the end of the game that tends to make me nervous if I've only scored 1 or 2, because obviously that means their next shot they will score. But I'm 3 up, so pretty relaxed with that, to be honest. Ooh, was that a great save there from Raleigh? Raleigh has been brilliant all season. He just got a new contract, justifying his new contract, absolutely. He's only conceded a few vaguely silly goals where he looked like the kind of flappy, inflatable arms man. And there he is again, being solid as hell. Right, let's make some subs, just because some people might be tired, some people might not be playing so well. Everyone's playing pretty well. Let's bring off Emre Can, because he's a bit tired. Put on Kranovita, because he's good. Who else can we take off? I'll take off Barbosa. He's playing really well. Or shall I? I can just leave him on. Let's bring on Jesus. He's a good lad. That's Jesus. So yeah. Right. Is this going to tell me how much time I actually have left? No, it's 8% though, so that's fine. Yeah. So a couple of subs on about 60, 63, 65 minutes. Jesus coming on. Maybe he'll score. Maybe he won't. He's a good creator anyway, so that's good. Leaving Balotelli up there to be the blunter of the strike force. Or at least a shot on target. I suppose I appreciate that from Balotelli, who often just swipes at things. Let's make another sub. 75 minutes. We're comfortably leading. Let's maintain this. Felipe Coutinho deserves to play, really, although he had been really crap, so let's bring on Gerson for a bit of experience. We can take off Raheem Sterling, who's playing least well of all our attack-minded midfielders. So Martin Odegaard, the £30 million man, who came in... Did he come in January or start of the season? Start of the season, I think. Or was it in January? Oh, who knows? Doesn't matter. He's come in. He's been not brilliant, but then Felipe Coutinho has been even worse. So actually, I had to drop Coutinho, considering we scored the most goals in the league, and we got to the League Cup final and Champions League quarter final. His ratings for being the fulcrum of that attacking midfield were so poor, I couldn't believe it. And Odegaard is technically as decent as he is. And is about 5 years his junior, so happy with his performances coming and been real mature. Anyone fancy closing Benicofobia down? Thank you very much, Lucas Badger. Okay, Becky's written me a note. How polite. We're very civilised in this house, as you know. Oh dear. And Wolves, I mean, they're putting up a fight, but I feel like they're not putting up much of a fight. Eder now roaming forward, the whole team on the break. Gabriel Jesus with an outrageous first touch round, whoever that was. Didn't quite come off, but still. Let's see if in the next 10 minutes we can get up to our customary 25 shots. I feel like I should make that part of Boot Room Bingo, which I didn't reference directly earlier, which is my mistake. Come on, if we get a shot out of this, it gets us up to 25. That's a shot. 25 shots, ladies and gents. There we are. Scouse. What a triumphant end to what I regard as a very good solid season. Still disappointed with the Champions League, but you can't win them all. And we lost very few games this season, which has been very, very satisfying. There we go. 3-0. Absolutely comfy. never really got into a high gear, I feel. Yeah, what can I say? Congratulations, lads. I'm happy. Yeah, I'm just happy. I'm happy. I'm very happy. Well done, guys. Who got the goals and assists? So Badger got a goal, Memphis got an assist, Odegaard got an assist. Good lad. Balotelli grabbed himself a goal. Barbosa got one of each. What a hero. So I think that about wraps it up, to be honest. We've done really well. Liverpool lift the FA Cup. Liverpool win the FA Cup. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Barbosa and Balotelli impressed. Of course, they bloody well did. Love this competition. It excites me. We won it 2 years ago, and we won it again today. I wanted to win it last year as well, but we didn't. I think we lost in the final. That sounds familiar. The performance was fantastic. Guided the team to success. I'm delighted. Yeah, blah blah. The whole squad's a massive high. Mamadou is no different. Oh yeah, Mamadou Sakho is now my captain because I sold off the last one. Probably Sakho might be sold off as well, to be honest. One of big favourites. Not at all we're a good team, but we took nothing for granted. Always humble. Always humble. So it's a great moment. I think the squad are capable of going on and becoming a real force. They really are, because they've got something like the lowest. I'm not going to talk about other players in my moment of glory. Thank you very much. Bonuses paid out to Sarko and Sewell, whoever's negotiating their contracts. They slip those in, and I don't really care. I care mostly about their like wage and how much their agents are getting paid. So they can slip those in all they like. Hamburger's name on Liverpool lips. I think I must have gone back to being favoured personnel for the club, because I dropped off for a while, but now I'm an untouchable manager. I'm favoured personnel, as is Memphis Depay, and fucking Balotelli's an icon. God knows how that's happened. Steven Gerrard has retired now. I'm a bit gutted about that. I wanted to hire him as like a under-21s manager or something. Hamburger praised. Love that. I might ask for a new contract even. When's my current contract to? I don't know. 2020, maybe, who knows. I've got players who I've signed already who are arriving in 2021, so I should probably get a contract until then. Gerrard has praised me. What a hero. Barbosa now out for a couple of weeks. Doesn't matter. Got no more games. You can go and hobble around on holiday. Doesn't even matter. And yes, right. So, brilliant. This has probably taken absolutely ages, but I've covered a lot of ground. It's been the last 6 months worth of in-game Football Manager. Some losses, some big triumphs. The League and Cup double. I'm sure we also got the old. No. Oh, I tell you what, we didn't even take part in the Community Shield because I didn't win NAFL last season. So did I win? I won the League Cup, I think. Doesn't count, does it? Right, anyway, so very triumphant. We'll hopefully win the Community Shield next season, because we'll be taking part in that, as will, I think, whoever came runner-up, because I got the League and Cup double. Who knows? Let's celebrate anyway, because they're going to lose, and I'm going to win, and that's been the story of this season. So, yeah, good. I don't really know how to finish on a happy note. I usually finish really frustrated, so this is a new thing for me. I hope you enjoyed the thrills and the spills. I hope you enjoyed the funny names. I always enjoy the funny names. The scouting, that's almost the best part of scouting for me, is not finding 5-star players anymore. It's finding funny names. I think I will do a season review, because lots has happened in terms of my squad and people maturing to their potential or not, as the case may be. It's getting towards being a very high value squad now, as well as a young squad, which is great for me. So you can see all of their high values, but also, yeah, we've got like Balotelli and Sarko are by far the oldest people there. And then we've got, like old man Coutinho knocking about. But yeah, some very, very good players, very young players. And I'll be bringing through the next crop of these guys. And also, where's the other guy? This one. Oh, Moroccan Bill. Love a bit of Moroccan Bill. Anyway, I'll do that in another episode. So thank you very much for bearing with, listening, viewing.